Okay, in this video today, I'll be showing how to make the Switchback Sanctified Spirit. Okay, so what I have here is a 6-strand core double cow's hitch, which would equal into about 12 feet. Then this blue here is, I have approximately 10 feet, and this blue and white striped, about 8 or 9 feet. Alright, so here we go. For the cords that come from my core strand, we're going to go underneath, up through the center, underneath, up through the center. Okay, and then let's see, do this one's last. This one here, we're going to do a kind of like the sanctified, pretty much around the middle 2 core strands. So you're going to go down through the center, and then on the outside of this middle 2 core strands, but inside this loop here, you're going to bring it back up. Like that. And then the very middle, do like that, and then take it and do the switchback. Okay, on this side, same thing, down and up through the middle of the cores. Like so. And then around the outside, behind, and through the middle there. Okay, there's the first part of this knot. So pull up on these loops that you made in the center, and then pull up on these accent colors, and tighten that. Tighten those. Like so. Okay. So for this next part, you can throw that up and out of the way. Find it easier to, for these first strands, get them out of the way by putting them down between those cores. We're going to use them after this next step. That just kind of gets them out of the way. And then we're going to do the spirit part. So you'll wrap around the outside 2 cores, then come up and then go down above itself and through between those 2 outside cores. Same thing on this side. Wrap around the 2 outside core strands, go above itself and down between those 2 core strands. There we go. Like so. Alright. And then make sure your loops for these stay down below the previous spirit knots. After you're done with that, then take the cords you just were using, come back up through those 2 side cords and pull it back up to the top like that, outside the loops, and pull it up and out of the way. And now we're kind of back to the beginning. So pull that up through the center, pull this one up through the center, this one down the center, through the loop on the side, down the center, through the loop on the side. Okay. These ones down the center, right to the outside of itself, and then wrap it around the previous cord and itself, and back out through the center. Same thing on this side, down through the very center, up to the outside of itself, back around the previous cord and behind itself, and out through the center. Then start to tighten. I think it's best to tighten these loops first, pull on these loops, that the last part of the knot that you did, then just kind of work your way backwards from the steps you just took, like that, and then pull those last, and there you go. Okay. This time I'll show you doing the knot without tucking these down. Just move it to the side. Wrap around the outside 2 core strands above itself, then down between those 2 core strands. Okay. It'll start getting easier and easier as you do these knots when the cords aren't so long, of course. Pulling them all the way through just in the beginning really kind of sucks. Especially when you're working with, you know, a couple 10-foot cords. There we go. So you can kind of see how it's coming along. Alright, I'm gonna work on this down towards the end and get back to you. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to show you guys an option that you can do. Sometimes I like doing this kind of variation. Sometimes I don't. Just depends on really what color your core strands are. If you want to show off your core strands a little more, instead of when you are finished with your previous knot, instead of bringing them back up on the outside of the 2 center core strands, let's undo that. What I did before was I keep them down here, like you just finished your last knot on the previous set of knots. So you'd start, you know, just like before. Take that up through the center. But now, instead of bringing these up through these gaps, I'm going to bring these up through the center. And then you'll bring them back down through the center and to the outside of those center 2 core strands and through that loop that you made, just like that. Oops. And then the knot, everything will turn out looking the same, except for you'll have this one straight line down each side of the center knots of the solid color, whatever your core strands are. So I'll finish this knot and show you exactly what that would look like. But, you know, I'm not that big a fan of the color gold, so on this one I prefer to keep it a little more subtly hidden. that. Oops. If you do it this way, the tightening process is a little more fragile. Because if you pull on these strands here hard enough, the whole knot is going to fall through the center. So you got to kind of maybe put a hand underneath and then pull, just so it doesn't fall through the center. Like that. Okay. And then, as you might see, you'll have the solid line going down each side of the center knot. That is, if you like your core colors enough. So there's that variation. I'm going to go ahead and undo that and go back to the way I was doing it, but it's one option of a variation for you. Okay, now I'm all finished up. Here's the end product. Show it to you on the wrist. And also, I had left over, let's say, I don't know, about 3 feet total of gold. So you can reduce that down to, I'd say 10 feet instead of 12 would be safe. And about 2 feet left of the blue-white stripe. And let's see, I started off with 8 feet of that. So 7 feet would be safe. And pretty much nothing left of the blue. So go with your whole 10 feet on that. Alright. Well, thank you very much. See you next time.